3 months ago, I was in a bad car accident. I spent weeks in the hospital, unconscious and hooked up to machines. I couldn't move, couldn't speak, but I could hear. That's how I found out my wife, Isabella, wanted me dead. One day, as I lay there helpless, I heard her say to the doctor, "If he stays like this, just pull the plug. I'm young. I can find someone else." The doctor sounded horrified. But Isabella, she didn't hesitate. I fought to wake up, not just for myself, but to make sure she didn't get away with it. Man, I never thought I'd be typing this out on Reddit. I've been lurking for years, but this situation, I just need to put it somewhere. I'm probably going to ramble a bit. Sorry in advance. Quick background: Isabella, 32, female, and I, 37, male, have been married for 8 years. No kids, thank God. Things were okay, I guess. Looking back, there were signs, but you know how it goes. You don't see what you don't want to see. 3 months ago, I was driving home from grabbing coffee at Wawa. Yeah, basic PA stuff, LOL. Some dude in a pickup ran a red light. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in the hospital. It felt surreal. I could hear everything but couldn't move or speak. Apparently, it's a condition called covert consciousness. I looked it up afterward. Scary stuff. The first couple of weeks were just machines beeping, nurses checking vitals. Isabella would come in, crying a bit. Holding my hand, she seemed genuinely concerned. But then last Monday, everything changed. I was lying there when I overheard Isabella and Dr. Patel talking near my bed. It started with normal medical stuff, recovery chances, usual hospital talk. Then Isabella mentioned insurance and bills. Dr. Patel talked about long-term care options. And that's when Isabella changed her tone. She started talking about how young she was, how we didn't have kids yet, and how she couldn't put her life on hold forever. "I swear I'm not making this up," she told the doctor. "If he stays like this, just pull the plug. I'm young. I can find someone else." Dr. Patel went dead silent. You could feel how horrified she was. Then she told Isabella that's not how these decisions are made, especially since I hadn't been unresponsive for long. But Isabella kept pushing, saying she couldn't keep waiting. Spoiler, I very much wanted to live. Thanks, Dr. Patel, for shutting it down hard. After they left, I lay there, thinking about everything. 8 years of marriage, and she's ready to make life-altering decisions after just weeks. I started remembering how she had gotten uncomfortable when I updated my life insurance last year, how she'd been pushing for a bigger policy. Little signs that didn't mean much to me then were now glaring. The next few days were hell. I had to lie there while she acted caring, knowing what I heard. Sometimes she'd be on her phone, texting and talking to someone named Ryan about making plans for the future. Real subtle, honey. Then one morning, everything changed. I could finally move my fingers, then slowly everything else. By the afternoon, I was fully conscious. The doctors were thrilled. It's rare to bounce back so quickly from a condition like mine. Isabella wasn't there when I woke up. She had a hair appointment at 7 p.m. My sister Tracy was there though. She had been staying nearby since the accident. I hadn't told anyone what I heard yet, just told them. I didn't remember much from when I was out. Isabella was playing the devoted wife act, crying and hugging me while I was lying there, thinking about how she wanted to end my life to move forward. The plan. I called my buddy Daryl earlier while Isabella was getting coffee. He's great with tech and is helping me gather all our documents. I have a meeting set up for next week with a lawyer. Meanwhile, Isabella just left for the night, claiming she needs to rest properly at home. Probably texting Ryan about how her plans got messed up by me waking up. I'm typing this from my hospital bed. I know I have a long road ahead with physical therapy, but man, it feels good to be alive, even if it means handling this nightmare. Edit, write my inbox. Thanks for all the support, folks. And yeah, I know it's long, but I needed to get this off my chest. Edit, holy crap, this blew up. Thanks for the awards, but save your money, folks. And yes, I'm documenting everything. No, I'm not going to confront her yet. Yes, I'll update when I can. Edit 3, to the people DMing me about similar experiences. I'm reading them all, just can't respond to everyone. And yeah, apparently this happens way more than anyone talks about. Scary stuff. Update. Well, here I am with my morning coffee, typing this update with slightly shaky hands. It still feels surreal. For those who missed my first post, I was in a coma after a car accident and heard my wife, Isabella, tell my doctor to pull the plug because she's young and can find someone else. Yeah, it's been 3 weeks since I got discharged. The hardest part? Acting normal, coming home to our little ranch house. Seeing her welcome home banner from Target, of course. Watching her post those fake happy Instagram stories about her brave husband's recovery. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there during dinner, thinking about how she wanted to literally end my life. Quick context, been married 8 years. No kids, thankfully, shared mortgage. 2 cars, well, 1 now. Since mine's totaled, joint accounts, you know the drill. Here's what's been happening. The first week home was rough. I had to pop Tylenol like candy for the headaches. Isabella kept hovering, being extra nice, making my favorite meals, offering back rubs. The thing is, now I notice stuff I was blind to before, like how she always has her phone face down, how she gets work calls at weird hours, how she changed her iPhone password last month. My boy Daryl, known him since high school, has been MVP through this. He's been coming over with his PS5, pretending everything's normal while secretly helping me get my ducks in a row. We installed a small security cam in the living room, those cheap ones from Amazon, just in case. Isabella tries something sketchy while I'm still recovering. I really found out she's been texting her gym buddy Ryan a lot, like hundreds of messages. I didn't even need to check her phone. Our cell bill shows everything. I also noticed she's been using Snapchat more. We're in our 30s. Who uses Snapchat at our age? Yesterday was interesting. Isabella suggested we should talk about the future and maybe sell the house because the stairs might be hard for my recovery. Bitch, I'm healing fine, and the doctor said I'll make a full recovery. Then she started crying about how traumatic this has been for her. I just sat there, nodding while thinking about the day she was trying to off me. The plan? I got a solo bank account at a different bank, moving money slowly so it doesn't raise flags. I found all our important docs, marriage certificate, house papers, etc. I reached out to a divorce lawyer, keeping receipts in my work email, taking pictures of everything valuable in the house, backing up all conversations and evidence to the cloud. I started a private Instagram account to document my recovery. Timestamps matter, small victories. I changed the Netflix password, petty I know, and forgot to tell her. She spent 20 minutes trying to log in before giving up and watching TikTok instead. I also accidentally mentioned to her mom, Barbara, how good my memory has been since waking up, just planting seeds. The weird part? Some days I almost forget what she did. She'll do something normal, like laugh at a dumb TikTok or burn dinner, and for a second it feels like before. Then I remember her cold voice in that hospital room, and my chest gets tight. Tomorrow I'm meeting with the lawyer. Isabella thinks I'm having lunch with Daryl. She even packed me a sandwich, ham and cheese, nothing fancy. The irony of her making lunch for this meeting. I can't make this stuff up. By the way, I switched to decaf because my anxiety's been through the roof. I also started going on short walks around the neighborhood, partly for recovery, partly to get the heck out of the house. I got one of those Apple AirTags in my wallet now. Paranoid. Maybe, but better safe than sorry. Next steps? The lawyer says to keep playing normal for another week or two, while we get everything settled. It feels like I'm in some messed up episode of Black Mirror, pretending everything's fine, while eating takeout with someone who literally wanted to pull my plug, TLDR, quietly preparing divorce papers while my wife thinks everything's normal. Found some shady texts setting up protection for myself. Meeting with the lawyer tomorrow. Edit. Holy crap, this blew up. Thanks for the awards, but save your money, folks. And no, I won't share the recording. Legal reasons. Edit 2. Stop DMing me for more details about Isabella. Y'all are weird. Edit 3. To clarify, no. I'm not trying to destroy her career. That was a clickbait title I wrote while angry. Just want out safely. Update 2. Hey folks. Steel Workerdale 85. Back with another update. Not gonna lie, these past few days have been wild. Grab your coffee. I got my usual morning monster, because this is going to be a long one. Quick recap. I was in a bad car accident 3 months ago, ended up in a coma, heard my wife, Isabella, telling the doc to pull the plug because she's young and can find someone else. I've been playing it cool while getting my ducks in a row. My previous post got locked because some of y'all got too spicy in the comments, chill people. So yesterday was D-Day. I had everything set up perfectly. New apartment lease signed. Nothing fancy, just a 2-bedroom in the older part of town. Separate bank accounts ready. I slowly moved my stuff out while she was at her mom's house. Shout out to my boy Daryl, who let me store everything in his garage these past weeks. The confrontation went down. At 7 a.m. when she got back from her night shift, I was sitting at the kitchen table, just scrolling through TikTok like any normal person. She walks in, drops her bag, starts her usual complaining about traffic on I-76. That's when I looked up and just said, I heard you that day in the hospital. Man, watching the color drain from her face was something else. She froze mid-sentence, still holding her Starbucks cup. Grande caramel something. Her usual 7th morning waste of money. At first she tried playing dumb, but I had receipts. I pulled out my phone and played the voice recording my sister Tracy made that day. Yeah, Tracy had been recording everything in my hospital room after she noticed some sketchy behavior from Isabella. The recording wasn't even the best part. It caught Isabella and her friend, Jessica, discussing their plan when they thought everyone was out of the room. Quick side note, our Ring doorbell camera caught Jessica sneaking in some dude at 2 a.m. while Isabella was supposedly taking care of me at the hospital. Plot twist, Isabella was with them. They probably had a three-way or something. Yeah, Isabella went through all the stages real quick. Denial. It wasn't like that. Anger. You were spying on me. Bargaining. Baby. We can work this out. Depression. Complete breakdown. Mascara everywhere. Acceptance. Sitting on the kitchen floor just staring at nothing. The best part? She started bringing up all these excuses about how stressed she was, how the accident put pressure on her, blah blah. That's when I dropped the second bomb. Showed her the screenshots from her WhatsApp convo with Jessica from 2 months before my accident, planning how they could start fresh if something happened to me. Yeah, let that sink in. My friend Daryl, who's a tech wizard, recovered all those deleted messages. Turns out they'd been talking about my life insurance policy. Fun times. By this point, she's full on ugly crying. But I'm just tired, not even angry anymore, just done. I told her the divorce papers were already filed. Shout out to RI Divorce for all the advice. The look on her face when she realized I'd already moved most of my stuff out? Priceless. She tried pulling the, "but what about the house?" card. That's when I reminded her that my name is on the deed. Thank God for my paranoid dad who insisted on that when we bought it. I told her she has 30 days to find a new place. The absolute kicker. She tried logging into our joint account to secure her part, aka take everything, but I was one step ahead. The account's been closed for weeks. Should have seen her face when her card got declined at Starbucks this morning. Yeah, my buddy Sky works there and kept me updated. Now she's blowing up my phone, 92 missed calls since this morning. Her mom's calling too. Her sisters are messaging me on Instagram. Jessica tried to come by the house. Ring camera caught her. Saved that footage too. Here's the thing that gets me. She keeps saying I'm ruining her life and destroying her future. Funny how that works when you're the one who wanted to pull the plug on your husband. Huh? Edit. Thanks for all the awards, but maybe save your money. Edit 2, for those asking, yes, I have copies of everything backed up in 3 different places. And yes, I changed all my passwords, even my Netflix, which she was still using. LMAO. Edit 3, stop asking for the recordings. I'm not going to share them. This isn't some Netflix drama. Edit 4, some of y'all need to chill with the death threats to Isabella. Yeah, she's trash, but let's not go there. TLDR, confronted my wife about trying to pull my plug while I was in a coma. I had evidence of her plotting before the accident. Moved out secretly, closed accounts. Now she's losing it. I'll update if anything major happens. Right now, I'm just chilling in my new place. Ordered some DoorDash and trying to figure out how to work this stupid smart TV Daryl gave me. Life goes on, I guess. Final update. Hey folks, Steelworker 85 here. It's been about 3 weeks since my last update, and man, what a wild ride. Grab your coffee. I got my usual morning blend right here, because this is going to be a good one. First off, thanks for all the DMs and support. Honestly, I wasn't expecting this to blow up like it did. Special shout out to you, Divorce Score Phil, who helped me navigate this mess. You're the real MVP, man. So remember how Isabella was calling non-stop, 92 times that first day, then like 50 more the next? Well, turns out that was just the beginning. She went full social media meltdown mode when she realized I'd already moved most of our shared money into a separate account, all legal, by the way. Checked with my lawyer first. But anyway, the financial stuff hit differently than I expected. See, Isabella never really handled our bills. That was my thing. She just spent money like water at Target and Sephora, her usual weekend routine. Never bothered checking our account balance, because she knew I always kept us above water. Well, surprise. Surprise, turns out little miss, I can find someone else had racked up $23,000 in credit card debt I didn't know about, mostly designer bags and stuff from her Instagram shopping spree. I found out when her sister, who's actually been super decent through all this, accidentally let it slip during a family thing. Now here's where it gets interesting or sad, depending on how you look at it. Isabella has been crashing at her mom, Barbara's place since I asked her to leave. Barbara called me yesterday, first time since everything went down, not to guilt trip me, like I expected, but to tell me Isabella has been lying to everyone about what actually happened. She'd been telling people I abandoned her out of nowhere and cleaned out our accounts. Barbara only found out the truth because she overheard Isabella drunk, crying on phone about what she actually said in the hospital. Barbara was livid, Turns out she'd been helping Isabella with rent money because she believed her daughter's BS story. I got some screenshots from Isabella's college friend, showing convos where Isabella was complaining about being stuck with me months before the accident. Guess almost losing me wasn't her wake-up call. It was her opportunity. Well, congrats, honey. You're unstuck now. My friend Daryl has been letting me crash at his place while I get back on my feet. It's not fancy, but it beats the alternative. Been hitting the gym with him. The doctor cleared me last week. Started meal prepping. Finally fixed my sleep schedule. Amazing what you can do when you're not constantly walking on eggshells around someone who sees you as disposable. The divorce papers are moving along. My lawyer is handling everything. Isabella tried showing up at Daryl's place twice. First time crying, second time angry. Daryl's Ring doorbell caught it all. Technology's wild, man. She didn't know I was inside both times. Watching her performance on his phone screen felt like watching a bad Netflix drama. Today's been interesting. Isabella's mom called again. Apparently, Isabella just got denied for an apartment because her credit's short. She can't afford the deposit anyway since I'm not around to bankroll her lifestyle anymore. Barbara's kicking her out at the end of the month. Says she needs to learn consequences or something. Not my circus. Not my monkeys anymore. Honestly, I'm doing better than expected. Still got some rough days. The hospital memory hits different. At 3 a.m. when you can't sleep. But mostly I'm just peaceful. Like that feeling when you finally put down a heavy backpack you didn't even realize you were carrying. I got approved for my own apartment yesterday. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. I'm moving in next week. Going to get some IKEA furniture this weekend. Pray for me and those instruction manuals, lol. My coffee maker's coming with me. Some things are non-negotiable. Future plans? Taking it day by day. Focusing on healing both physically and mentally. Downloaded some meditation apps. Yeah, laugh it up. I'm actually using them sometimes. Thinking about getting a dog once I'm settled in the new place. Always wanted one, but Isabella was allergic. Spoiler, she wasn't. She just didn't want pet hair on her clothes. Last thing, remember that bucket list I mentioned starting? I booked my first solo trip for next month. Just a long weekend in Denver. Nothing crazy. But it's something I've always wanted to do, and never could because Isabella hated the cold. Baby steps, right? TLDR. My wife, who wanted to pull my plug, is now financially on life support herself. Her mom found out the truth. Karma did its thing, and I'm slowly building a better life. Sometimes rock bottom has a basement, and she found it. Edit. Holy crap, this blew up while I was at the gym. Rip my inbox. Thanks for all the awards, kind strangers. Edit 2. Since people keep asking, yes, I'm keeping the coffee maker. No, I'm not giving legal advice. Yes, I'll update if anything major happens.